How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Phil Steppen back with another replay from the pandatoss FXOdesRow. Now, this game is a PvP, something that oddly enough my channel has featured a lot of with the Galsy replay pack. And if you want to see those games, they're on my channel under the playlist Pro Games. Same playlist that these beast games will be on. Big shout out to the pandatoss Desrow for sending me this replay pack. He hasn't posted this one publicly, and he was kind enough to email it to me so I could cast the games. Very happy about that. So, on to the games. In the bottom right corner of Acheron Waste, we have WhiteRa, the Ukrainian terror. WhiteRa, of course, famous for beating Boxer in StarCraft 1. Back in Brood War, it was much harder for foreigners to beat Koreans. These days, you see foreigners do decently well against Koreans every now and then, especially people like Stefano and Idra. But back in Brood War, it was damn near impossible for foreigners to beat Koreans, and Boxer was one of the best, and WhiteRa was able to beat him. So, one hell of a player, as well as probably the most manner guy in esports. So, stand-up guy going up against FXOdesRow, the mighty pandatoss, one of the most entertaining ProToss streamers to date. So Desrow poking around, doesn't want to get proxy 2-gated. Still poking around. This is something you always want to do in PvP. 2-gates are incredibly hard to hold off. I mean, I'm no Masters level player, but off-racing as ProToss, I've beaten Diamond players by 2-gating, and they've scouted it. Like, they've seen the 2-gates, prepared for it, and still lost. So it's not something that you want to be unaware of. It's something that you want to scout, obviously, like all cheese. So that's why you'll see ProToss players kind of jump around here and here. That's usually looking for 2-gate, looking for other kind of proxies. WhiteRa electing to gas. Normal time, standard, as cats would say. Cybercore right after gateway. And the probe scout looking around. Back in Camp Desrow, we have virtually the same thing. And same amount of harvesters, cybercore, everything basically mirrored, except for this silly little pylon skin. Desrow being obnoxious with this probe, Huck style. WhiteRa throwing down a second gateway, and taking his second gas, and so did Desrow. So, mirror builds coming out of these two players, meaning that they might be doing the same thing, quite obviously. So this will be interesting to see. I love it in PvP when players do the exact same thing, or at least open the same way, because it's honestly a true showcase of skill. Chrono Boost going down on the Cybercore, wants that research for his Warp Gate tech. And the Zealot's going to be chasing around WhiteRa's probe. Desrow electing to get the Sentry after Zealot. I think this is a good move, because if WhiteRa wants to put on any 3-gate, or like 3-gate, 3-stalker pressure with Mothership Core, Desrow can always just force field his ramp and do what he needs to do to prepare for that. Interesting here to see a Stargate coming out of Desrow, as well as a Stargate coming out of WhiteRa. This is something we saw in the launch day event. WhiteRa did against Grubby to great effect. He would open Oracle and just do tremendous damage with the Oracle. And I wonder if that's what he's going to opt for. Maybe some sort of 2-gate Oracle poke. Maybe some sort of Void Ray all in. We see Artosis on State of the Game complaining about the Void Ray in PvP quite a bit. So I'll be incredibly interested to see what the ProToss players elect to get out of their Stargate. Both saving lots of gas. So Desrow opting for the Oracle. I like this choice. It offers more utility, safer against DT openings. WhiteRa electing to do the exact same thing minus the Chrono Boost. There it is. So, as far as differences go, oh, what the hell did I just do? Oh, I hit back. I thought B was the hotkey for buildings, herp derp. T for structures. So, Oracle's coming out of both players, and basically the same thing. We have a little herp derp battle going on over here. And WhiteRa lost his, no, Desrow lost a probe, excuse me. 2 gates, as well as the Stargate from WhiteRa, and 3 gates and the Stargate from Desrow. And Desrow starting Phoenix, so incredibly interesting choice. And WhiteRa, not actually, he's getting a Void Ray, but he has supply block. Okay, there it goes. So both players electing to open with the Oracle, and then transitioning into Void Ray for WhiteRa and Phoenix for Desrow. So both players kind of poking around with the oracles. And WhiteRa, how much damage will he do? Not much. This Phoenix is going to counter this extremely hard oracle. 4 kills, 5 kills. Now, if this was League of Legends, we would discuss whether that was worth or not. And if you remember, guys, in League of Legends, if you type it in chat, it is always worth. Here we have Desrow's oracle coming in. 2 kills, 3 kills. The damage that doesn't show up, the fact that WhiteRa had to pull probes. Desrow needs to peace out, peace out, peace out. Get out of there, Desrow, come on. And he's just going to elect to kill probes. So 7 kills from Desrow's oracle. And I think only 5 for WhiteRa, so... and the mining time, so that opening more successful for Desrow. And the thing that I have to throw that back to is the fact that Desrow elected to get a Phoenix right after the oracle, I guess kind of blind countering, or hold on, let's see if he had vision of it. No, he didn't. So I guess Desrow just kind of suspected the Stargate and then said, hey, I'm going to get a Phoenix, and if you come in here with an oracle, big deal, because I'm going to have a Phoenix waiting for you. WhiteRa going for the more aggressive, hey, I'm going to get a Void Ray, but the Void Ray, of course, came out later and allowed Desrow to get more kills. So, players honestly about even as far as expansion timings go. There it is. No, that's what I want. Hurt. And WhiteRa a little bit ahead as far as probes go. Desrow harassing in with this Phoenix. WhiteRa doing his best to posture around his base, not let Desrow come in. Both players just kind of saying, okay, we did our cute little Stargate openings. I'm going to dick around and harass a bit, but honestly, I'm not really worried about you, and I'm just going to expand. So that's what both players are doing. They're just kind of probing up. I'll be interested to see where whether each player goes for an all-in, or this will go into like some serious late game PvP. Late game PvP is a lot different than it was in Wings. Wings, it was just like Mass Colossus Wars. Now it's more Void Ray based and Archon based if you get into Supreme late game. Desrow, great spot for a proxy pylon there, and it looks like Desrow is going to go for an attack. This hallucinated Phoenix, of course, completely free, coming out of the Century, seeing this attack. Desrow not even bothering to shoot it, which is a bit of an odd decision, but maybe he thinks he has a small window he can exploit. And Desrow does have 4 Void Rays, so this compared to WhiteRa's 1. We've heard Artosis talk about how powerful Void Rays are in PvP, especially with the new charge ability. Looks like we're going to see if they are here. WhiteRa throwing up a Guardian Shield, posturing at his base, and he has elected to throw down the Nexus Cannon. So if Desrow elects to push up this ramp right now, he'll have to contend with that. 2 cannons as well going up for Desrow. I don't know how much damage Desrow is going to be able to do with this. Time stop going down, not really doing much. And Desrow, just honestly, I don't know how successful this is going to be, but it's hard to say, guys. I mean, how good are Void Rays is the question, I guess. Desrow pushing up this ramp. Void Ray charge ability going online. Snipes a pylon and pulls back. Desrow reinforcing this attack. He really wants to break Papa Ra. Ooh, losing those 2 stalkers to force fields is bad. Desrow losing a Zealot as well. Desrow kind of falling apart here. Loses the Mothership Core. Gets the time stop down. Force fields disappear. And these Void Rays doing tremendous damage. Desrow pulling back because of the Nexus Cannon. WhiteRa, if he can kill this proxy pylon, that'll be big. Desrow not going to let him do it for free, though. Taking advantage of the Void Ray's high DPS. Desrow's going in. He's activating the Void Ray's charge ability. Focusing down the Stalkers. Mama-ship Core falls for WhiteRa. Desrow pouring in here. WhiteRa says GG. Desrow has broken the Ukrainian terror. Ladies and gentlemen, Desrow with the phenomenal Void Ray all-in, breaking one of the greatest StarCraft 1 foreigners there was, WhiteRa. Great build by Desrow. You might want to try that one out. It was, obviously, I can't go into all the details, but I think the gist of it was the Oracle into the Phoenix to counter the opponent's Oracles into 4 Void Rays, into being a badass and breaking WhiteRa. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil Steppen. I would appreciate a subscribe if you like these games. I will be casting more StarCraft 2 games, not all Desrow, although I do love me some Desbro. No homo. Catch you later, guys.